Welcome gamers from all around the world. This is another Falling Elephant gaming video coming to you today with Warlock Destruction PvP and the new 7.1 PvP changes. Let's get started. Okay, first change that I want to talk about, and probably the most exciting and biggest change coming to Warlock Destruction PvP in 7.1 is the new PvP talents, guys. Very exciting stuff. The biggest change being Focused Chaos. Focused Chaos, what it does is now increases your Chaos Bolt damage by 150%. Thank you. Thank you, Blizzard. Because Chaos Bolt was not hitting like Chaos Bolt should. We all know that. So now Chaos Bolt hits for a ton more damage. When I was looking at the numbers in arenas, without the talent, it was hitting for 120k, always critically strikes, and then with the talent, 300k, and it always critically strikes. So that's quite the damage buff that Chaos Bolt's getting, and very welcomed in my opinion. But now you cannot hit your Havoc target with Chaos Bolt. So it is a single target thing now, guys. Chaos Bolt, when you're using the Focus Chaos PvP talent, is going to be single target. It's not going to be multiple targets. It's not going to be cleave. But it is a very good single target ability. Now, when I do use Focus Chaos, I use all the typical Chaos Bolt talents in my talent tree, reverse entropy, backdraft, eradication, and I do use soul conduit. I do love using wreak havoc. When I had Firestone before 7.1, I loved using wreak havoc, but now that it cannot hit your havoc targets, I love soul conduit. It just gives you a chance of getting another Chaos Bolt out, which is everything that we want right now because we want to blow up our target as fast as possible. And here is a clip of me doing just that. Okay, now the second thing I do want to talk about, the great thing about Destruction PvP in 7.1 right now, is that there are options. Before this, pretty much the only option was Shadow Burn because Chaos Bolt sucked. But now you have the Chaos Bolt spec using Focus Chaos, and now you have a Shadow Burn Cremation spec with the new Cremation talent. Cremation before, what it did is it did 9% of the target's maximum health and damage when you use Conflagrate, but took your Immolate off the target. Now what it does is it makes Immolate an instant cast and does 5% of the target's maximum health in damage when you use Conflagrate, which is a huge buff. Thank you. Cremation before just was not worth picking up over Firestone. Now if you did enjoy the Shadow Burn spec and you want to continue doing that, you can definitely do Shadow Burn and Cremation instead of Focus Chaos or Firestone. I personally do not like this one. I think that the damage is lackluster compared to Focus Chaos, because I just believe that Focus Chaos and the Chaos Bolt damage is just so high right now that Shadow Burn Cremation cannot compare to it. But it is better sustained damage. It's a little bit more consistent. I do use Wreak Havoc 100 talents when I do use this spec, so I can hit 2 targets at once with Shadow Burn and Conflagrate. Now with Conflagrate doing max % health damage, I definitely want to be hitting 2 targets. Some people do use Shadow or Soul Conduit for the Shadow Burn spec, which is fine also if you want to be a little bit more single target. But you do want to use talents like Mana Tap and Soul something. I forgot the talent name, but there are the talents that you choose for the Shadow Burn spec are much different than Chaos Bolt. And I would also suggest that if you are new to Warlock Destruction, I would go with the Focus Chaos build because it's much simpler to use than the Shadow Burn Cremation spec, just because of the talents that you choose with Mana Tap and stuff. Makes it a little bit more difficult, more buttons to press, a little bit better timing on when you want your damage to come out, but it is more consistent. You don't need as many soul shards. You can get a Shadow Burn off just for 1 soul shard, whereas Chaos Bolt costs 2 soul shards. So that is a cool thing. You could also definitely go down that route if you want to play Warlock with the Shadow Burn spec, how you were before 7.1. Okay, and the next PvP talent that is due to destruction that I want to talk about is Entrenched in Flame. And what Entrenched in Flame does is whenever you hit somebody with Conflagrate, it will root them for 4 seconds, and damage cannot break that root, which is awesome. Warlocks seriously lack control outside of fear. There's no way to get someone to sit still for you, and Entrenched in Flame fixes all of that. Hands down, the best PvP talent in that tier. Okay, and one minor change that did come to Warlocks as a whole, no matter what spec you're playing, is they did give Demonic Circle back. They changed the talent position that it was in. I believe it's at level 45 now. Instead of it being on the same tier with Dark Pact, you're now able to have your Demonic Circle teleport and your Dark Pact, which is a very welcomed buff, I would say. Not necessarily a buff, but a very welcome change to Warlocks as a whole, because you need that mobility since Warlocks have none, and you also need the survivability of that Dark Pact, because both those abilities are so very important to have in PvP. Thanks again, guys, for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Also, please do check me out on my streaming channel. I do stream a lot of World of Warcraft and Warlock PvP. Thanks again, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.